not, right? Yeah, it's not afternoon yet. Actually, yeah, I think I'm gonna go to that quest again. See if I can. Oops. What's this one? Somebody's clutcher fucking retarded. Okay. That's the demon lair. I don't want to do the demon lair. I want to do. Yeah, I'll go by electric again. What up? Give me some dude this a little bit. I think I go out and.
I always make time for it. That is the way the dice go. That's really what you got. More crap for the fire. Should have quit while you were ahead.
Yeah, this spot always gets you up like 10%. Nice.
Go long!
It's not bad. Good morning, sneezes. I finally got the Hellfire again. Damn. That's not too bad.
Luck is on my side. Tapping out already?
The experience ain't too bad. Damn. Get up really quickly. Where are you going? Oh, I have to go this way anyway. Huh. What is this way? I'm going the wrong fucking way. Well, that didn't really help too much, but whatever.
Here is what you want. Jackpot! So, you are on top.
Oh my god, there's so many of them. Oh my god.
What is that to behold? much energy for that one.
Experience is still pretty good. Hey, you damn thing.
I take this! Luck is on my side!
Shit, probably gave more experience killing all those motherfuckers than I did. Got it for the quest.
Hope the timekeeper kept your warranty!
When the missiles. The only thing I hate about it is that one of those missile swarms hits you, it fucking hurts you. That's the only thing that's really fucking annoying.
Luck is supposed to be on my side.
Oh, it spawned me right next to it. Okay, well, that works. It fires two secondary bullets.
I have a gear to pick with you.
Oh shit. A bunch of dudes there. Okay. I tried to do cyber.
Practical, precise, and perfect to plan.
Ah!
So that is what
That doesn't work too bad. Oh wow, I'm actually just go all sniper now. Do I have the sniper thing still? Should. I mean, it just auto hits everybody. That's pretty sweet.
Better to risk it all than I always make time for the Hey, shall be Is that how I look from that angle? Ah,
Oh, yeah, the micro missiles fuck up everybody.
Luck is on my side.
They say I wish I had a little more damage with my snipers, but ain't too bad. I just use the micro missiles. I just sit back and fire and let all the auto aim hit.
Dick versus Gator. Game on! You are out of your element.
These wild cards are quite fucking ridiculous. Surprisingly, I'm having a little bit of a rough time with these guys. But anyway, so I was watching this one guy's called he does Blaze TV and that, and they were talking about millennials and that. We talk about, you know, people that were probably like raised in the 70s and 80s and that were raised differently. They're raised to get jobs quicker. They're raised, you know, to do stuff like that. Millennials were raised
I always make time for the
to like worship school and go to school on stuff and that. So they were sitting there. Like talking about this stuff and that, and no, they're not lying. Like we were, the '90s babies were 100% gullible. Millennial babies and that, we were all about college and shit. And a lot of people failed college or didn't go into school that actually like matter in that. They're promised all this bullshit. It's completely all fucking lies.
This is going to be fun.
And basically what it did is it pissed off a lot of people because they were fucking get fucked over by school. Bunch of faulty jobs and that because America was kind of in like the maximum incline back in the 80s and 90s. Oh, like the best jobs were being taken already by the boomers and that, so like no one, only jobs you could actually get. I remember back in the early 2000s and shit, like back in like 2000, like, you know, shit, back in like 2010, that when I was 20 years old, 2011, like it was really hard to get a job. Like I would apply and apply and apply and apply, dude. I applied to like 5 or 6 places and like no one would fucking hire. Like back in the old days, like 80s, 90s, everything was starting to grow. The thing is, there wasn't as many people. Now there's so many fucking people in that, and to be able to get employed in that, you know, you have to go through all the stuff. So all these people became, you know, I fucking work with these people. They all went on drugs. They live in trailer parks, and they don't live the idealistic way that, you know, that we should live. I mean, honestly, it is your choice, but. Yeah, baby. You have to be laying on a bed, huh, puppy? Yeah, baby. Get you a bath. You need a puppy bath. Yeah, a dog has to be laying on the bed. Come on, Zoe. Up. 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 Come on. Go lay down. You're okay, Zozo. Go lay down, baby. What do you keep giving me that look for? What do you want? You big old cutie puppy. You guys are all pretty babies. Yes, you are. Get you all the itchies. Okay. Get all the butt scratches. You guys can go lay down. Yeah, my one dog likes to cuddle. But yeah, I guess. I mean, it's not to say you can't get a job and that you can't be able to make money. Of course you can. It's just always harder that.
Do not fear death. You are barely alive as he is. Might have to actually try. This has to be my favorite spot. Not much left of you. Extra bang for my buck. Oh, you're
But yeah. That's what happens when you get shitty ass politicians in the fucking country. First thing they did is they fucked over the housing market. That's the other thing, these cocksuckers, yeah, they start to fucking have like, mass, you know, ways of teaching your kids a bunch of bullshit, and parents were working their asses off. It's basically trying to keep the family separated. Like back in the old days, you go to school now, your teachers actually teach you things that were promotive to be part of society. I got my new hat. Nice. Oh, that looks so good. That looks so good. My mom likes to knit and that. It looks so good. I have a black and yellow one, and I have a red and black one. Red and black one's like my favorite. I always like red and black. I don't know. Red, that crimson red is always. That's why I like red hair. Girls with red hair are super fucking hot. But anyway, what I was saying that, you know, like the stuff started changing back then. It's like, yeah, people did pull away from God. We really did because we care about stuff. We cared about materialistic shit too much. That's what the boomers kind of brought. Because you gotta think about it like this. This is why history is very important when it comes down to certain things. So like during, you know, say during like the 1880s and that, when they had a big boom of factories and that, like everyone was producing stuff. Like we were producing clothes, shoes. We were in a production line of producing all kinds of shit. And then, you know, we started having our issues with other countries that because production was so high in that. So like Germany started the first, you know, World War, which we all know that something was going on with Germany and that they had a very communistic country, which is why communism's so bad. That's why, you know, like we fight against it. I mean, it's not as bad as it used to be. Like we have a lot of people who are just fucking just stupid, but like people are more cowards now. They don't want to go out there and like start big ass wars and conquests, like, you know, like Genghis Khan and shit. It doesn't matter how much you want to conquer something. Let's go back to my SMG. Ah, that sniper's fucking great. No, I got that fucking muni though.
He's good at sniper. I'm just trying to fucking ammo fast with it. But yeah. So like we start developing, you know, a huge amount of stuff and that, and like everyone was working, everyone was making really good money there because you know, industries were booming. Well, people really don't know what's going on with these businesses that. These businesses, all they want to do is make money. So you look at it from a money perspective, all they do is want to make money, man. If you can be able to sit there and, no matter what business you work at, it's all about, you know, keeping the balanced budget. You know, if business collapses, people lose their fucking jobs, and then bankruptcies happen, and then shit goes to crap. So you need good business owners. You know, like the car wash I was working at. They did a failing thing. They grew too fast instead of just settling for just a little bit. They grew enormously fucking quick, and they want to branch out to be one of the biggest car washes in the world and shit. And they basically are. They're fucking everywhere. But the problem is, there's so many off-brand car washes that are doing the same damn thing, but they're just doing it better. That's the sort of problem that we're having, say, like right now. Like the businesses are trying to functionally get back to where they used to be at. You know, where we were the pumping house back during the 70s and 80s and that. You know, because you know, surprisingly, our fucking government is what controls how much, you know, stupid shit. You know, they control taxes, and all you do is do taxes a certain way, and the whole country fucking gets fucked. And that's what people understand. All this free healthcare bullshit, all this crap, it doesn't do nothing if no one's making fucking money. You know, society doesn't run unless there's free will.
Good call on a restock. It's free to look. For now.
Damn, I actually don't have any money.
Fine. Leave. Like everyone else.
Leave.
Watch the blade.
Fine. Leave. Just like everybody else. There we go.
Never bet again. idea to pick with your luck.
Succeed!
Good luck charging this. Deck versus data. Game on!
The little fish sticks are so cool.
Do not fear death. You are barely alive as he is.
Yeah, it shoots 3 bullets at once, but it only counts for 1. That's why this is so good. So for facing one person it does great, because all 3 bullets hit, it does actually rather good damage. Says it does 3 but only uses 1 bullet, which is catastrophically basically stating this gun is basically astounding. Yeah, probably one of the better snipers I found.
Oh, what a mighty Vault Hunter!
Then, another barrier. Carter, have any more Bruce bombs for me?
I have one for each of Vile Lictor's crimes against the Augurs. So, a great many. Functionally infinite, really. Check the matter, Relocator.
Amara, I am inside Lictor's sanctum.
Yeah, this gun is
That is not a
freaking
euphemism.
astounding.
How are you in Hermes?
I don't know about
We've got
having
the bastard's
corrosive.
goons running scared.
Gosh,
Looks
shoot,
like
there's
our
like
rift sent us to the other
radiation
side of the fortress from you.
or
Meet us on the upper level.
actually radiation seems to be the best. Sort of thing. I mean, I got all that extra damage now because I got that big ass boost.
Guess I slipped apart. That is the way the dice roll. Luck is on my side.
Dude, all 3 of them hit, dude. My god, they can devastate damage.
Crawling around, Vault Hunter. Ants on the skin of a giant. Once you have tasted the raw power of annihilation, all else seems futile. Your guts. So impotent by comparison.
Little trick. Nancy, did you hear that pin sound? We must punish it dead. I always make time for the little things.
I don't know, I like this gun a lot. This gun's really fucking OP. It's kind of like that one S&G
shoots bullets all over the place. Like this home thing's so much better now, you know?
Hope the timekeeper kept your order, please.
Yeah, there's some G. They might have changed it now because the homing of this is really fucking good. Look at that shit. I think it goes for critical hits. I mean, I understand why they have to make something. There's a lot of motherfucking enemies. I mean, I'm facing like 20, 30 guys at once sometimes. Like, normal Borderlands, you have like oh, there's a lot of stuff in the way. Like, you gotta go from here. There's all crap in the way, so you can't really like. You could, and they always like get in your face. I mean, I guess they do Bob Weave that, but you got all these AoE based characters that you got facing that. People that can shoot from above and they blow up areas and shit. So you can't...
Gladly. There's a meta relocator nearby.
I'm bad, I found this gun. I like this gun a lot. But this Swarm Missile thing, you have to have it. I don't think Corrosive's the best one. I think, honestly, probably Radiation's more balanced.
As expected.
You have to go upstairs, probably a little bit. But my dad's picking the thing and shit.
One cast aside and no longer needed, much like you, Vault Hunter.
You monster! I'll make you pay for how you used her.
But yeah, going back to what I was talking about, that like millennials were like the latest people to fucking get jobs. Like, I see Gen Z people get jobs extremely fucking quick. And most of the people went to college and shit, they went to college and I kind of fucked with them because they would stay in college for like 4 or 5 years, sometimes even 6 to 7 years. You know, because their parents had the money to pay for shit because, you know, things were good back in the early 2000s shit for the most part.
This is going to be fun.
Vault Hunter, look at all of this.
Victor's ghastly experiments, his abuses of my people. It was all to power this phase monstrosity. You must destroy it before he tears the Terminus range in half.
Agreed. This ends now. We need to cut the shields around that giant rift engine. You got a way to take out the phase barriers protecting the shield generators?
Oh, I do. Time for a bit of fruit juice.
Westbury, the Bruce bombs will see you through. Toss them freely.
The lunchbox. I don't know what it is about picking up stuff.
I have a gear to pick with your lot.
Impressive. Now destroy the Iridium.
I feel
gotta stop him before he draws more power.
Compared to me, you are nothing. Tapping out already. You, the order. Another fight comes my way.
Okay, sorry about that. Oh, okay. What was I talking about? Oh, the whole millennial thing. Yeah.
I have a gear to pick with you lot.
But yeah, listen to these people, not like, yeah, that's the main thing. Listen to all these people that look through the history now, why things are the way they are now. Yeah, because all the jobs were taken by the boomers. You know, the boomers worked until they're fucking retired. So like, that's why the retiring age got up so damn high. You know, like, yes, there's entrepreneurs and that get rich. You know, and I'm not saying you can't, you know, live a good lifestyle without being in the fucking uni or that bullshit. That like. Like, I grew up with like a little bit of that shit. Like, all my family was in the union, and then when the unions got corrupted, which they always seem to fucking do, everything gets corrupted eventually. It got to the point where people start looking at it just like, okay, I just want to get paid. And then you talk to people that are in the unions, you know, and I talk to these people and that, you know, they're all over the place and that. Old boomer guys and that, they're like, oh, I still work at that because it's not as hard as it used to be, you know? Because, you know, you got apprentice people and that.
Such one-dimensional thinking, but I have already achieved everything.
The shields are down. Look!
Cease this. If only you could sample the power I feel. But you would rather smash the columns of heaven itself. Witness to a mere scrap of my power. My creations will scour you from my sight.
The only thing getting smashed is your face.
Ew! Faces only a mother could love. You have the ultimate tiger carrying.
Your friend Psyche? Perhaps not. A stepping stone on my path to the divine.
Bastard! You'll die for what you did to her! Vault Hunter, come!
I'll make us a way forward.
You know what's so funny is, like, people always talk about, like, being godlike in games and that, or even in life and that. And every time you see them, the ones that want to imitate God are the ones that end up, like, morphing into, like, demons and shit. Like, when you look at a person that's, like, righteous, they stay consistently attractive throughout their life until they just get too old or they just can't maintain it anymore. Which I see that a lot. And then you see, like, demented sinners, they lose all their fucking teeth, their bodies morph into, like, gremlin looking creatures and shit. And people don't want to say that's how no, man, if you look at someone from when they're like 16 to like 25 or 30, even just 14 years, you'll see a gigantic change in like the way they look at that when they stop maintaining themselves. Like, it gets to the point where it's kind of devastating, actually. You know, like, I understand certain things happen that, like, you know, people are gonna get fatter than that. They don't maintain a good diet and that. It's inevitable. You're gonna get weight for sure. Oh my god, bro.
Practical, precise, and perfect to fly.
Ain't got enough help, bro.
Your only warning.
Let's see how good this gun does with this. But yeah, talk about the millennial thing and that. Yeah, it's because we were promised going to college, and like I instead of like getting like obviously I always worked, you know, on the farm, and I always did like manual labor jobs. I always did that shit.
There is power.
But the biggest thing, you know, that happened is that, you know, getting a normal job, being like commutative and that is just two different things. Like people are talking about like, fast food's so easy doing that. I'm like, I would
Do
love for
not
you to
fear.
work my job.
I have
You know, if you're like physically like and able and have like patience and that, you can do anything you want to do. Because I learned this stuff throughout the years. Like when I worked at Denny's, there was this one guy I worked with. There is no, he was just focused on getting his job done. Like he wasn't focused on the emotional aspect of it. He wasn't focused on all this bullshit. He went in the work. He did his job. He went fucking home. And I use that mentality now. Because I say when I go to work and that, my job is to work. When people go to work at, their job is to be like it's high school. Like, oh my god, I'm around people that I got to know people. That I'm friends with everybody. It's not to say I'm not friends with people. Of course I am. You know, I'll talk about certain things. That, but like my idea is my job comes first. My emotions come second. And everything else comes third. Like I don't need to fucking sit there and be like, okay, well, I have to work to get it done. Guess what? The day goes by super fast. You could joke around and have fun in that when, you know, when you're like not busy or when you're semi busy and that, like you have a couple things to do. Because we have one guy that we work with that he's a little bit of I guess he's a little bit kind of a attention person. You know, he'll come out of nowhere and he'll start like doing like one-liners and he'll start doing weird noises and that. He'll start talking about movies and that, all kinds of stuff and that. And like it's kind of interesting that, but like for me and that, it's just like I come into work, I do my goofy ass shit, and I'm just like, man, it's like I'm gonna work.
This world, this mountain, this
I have to move fast.
observe.
Luck is on my side.
Few cuts in the right places.
A little help, Kanansi.
No guy's supposed to fly.
I am breathed in power. Stimulus response.
Getting messy in here.
Enclosing.
Get better defenses.
Indeed, the superior life form was you.
Ooh.
This must be the phase dimension. Am I trapped here? Well, I will need that command boat either way.
Got you covered.
What is that? Oh yeah, I know what grenade. This is the one grenade I actually really enjoy. Yeah, because it blows up fucking everywhere. Okay, we're gonna check out that thing I got. I mean, damage wise, I don't know, man. Okay. Okay, so it's a skill for my pistols. Crossfire blast fire is removed with a beam spin attack that deals fire damage. Okay, so it gives me a lot of health, it gives me a bunch of critical. Mad Cap. Mad Cap hot shot. Gives you a bunch of fire stuff, evidently, but I lose a lot of fucking damage with critical to go I'm trying to put it.
Extra bang for my buck!
Okay, so that's all it does.
Catch my drift!
I don't know if that even be good. Ornate damage, it's splash damage, and rifle damage by fit. That'd be fantastic for my sniper. And ornate damage, my grenade would be super fucking powerful. Well, all this does is convert stuff over. It gives me, because splash damage would be. I don't know what all this stuff. I have to look at all this crap. There's. Oh boy, green stacks. I mean, it does give me more sniper, but. Yeah, some of the specialty things are kind of fucking stupid. Like that spin thing, honestly, you know, I guess it would be good if there's a big ass group of enemies around me in that, but. What do you guys want? Really, guys? Every single time mom goes upstairs, you guys freak out and you want to be on my bed. Just stay out. Just go out there, go lay down. Go lay down.
At least you died screaming.
Ruby.
Are you Lilith?
Come on, Ruby.
Lilith?
Ruby, go back to mama. Because she goes upstairs,
No,
it's gonna be she's not gonna come back down.
I'm no siren.
RJ. But
But I'm dead. Right. That would have been convenient.
Ruby. Go.
See.
Just stay in there by mama.
For his
You're
experiments.
okay.
And even though the timekeeper broke me, I held on.
Oh my god.
I guess
okay.
that made me a prime candidate, huh? While you've been out saving the world, I've been cut off.
I like how this dude's just a big bit. Like when you first meet RJ, he was so sophisticatedly like wanting to make things better. He saves you, and then he sacrifices himself for you, and then they get a 180 on him and saying, "Oh, Vault Hunter's bad." Why the fuck he saved him for? Oh, I was tormented and ripped apart. Like the story doesn't make sense with this shit.
Stretched across.
Basier's a big bitch. I was stretched like P. Diddy did with all those boys. Huh? A little too soon?
doctor had his own machinations. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think sometimes they just make these games and they're like, they'll put in a stupid fucking character just for shits and giggles. And I say, well, yeah, you can put like a Dr. Zed. Dr. Zed, a fucked up doctor. Like, no, he's a doctor, but he's like a very brutal doctor.
Like a little child, you come to me in plain sight. What up, party people?
But Dr. Zed was fucking cool as fuck. Like, he sounded cool. He sounded like... I don't know what it is. If I play a game like this, like if you play Borderlands 1, you can just tell it's just trashy. Scooter's trashy as fuck. Moxie, like when they talk about Moxie, then they always talk about Moxie having gigantic boobs and that she's kind of a fucking whore and that, you know. I mean, like, yeah, she is now still kind of the same, but like, I mean, she is a lot older now because I think in Borderlands 1 she was like in like her 40s or in like her late 30s, early 40s. I think she was in her late 30s. That's a tiny ass excavator. And like, I don't know, I kind of want to play some Borderlands 1. I remember when it first came out, and then I was so into it. I mean, I like this game a lot too. Evidently, this game's really good. I just don't want to play by myself. I want to play with people, not that I want to play by myself.
There is no decay, I think that was a Cairo stretch. What is sight to behold? Nobody can stop me! Ignore this thing I'm throwing near you!
I'm trying to think of
Careful not to let that roll away!
I'm just thinking about something about paranoia and shit. Like, people have massive paranoia and that they just make up shit top their head. And then when you start, like, thinking about, like, what demons actually do, since I'm kind of, like, learning this stuff that
I hope I get him back!
demons make you paranoid. they'll like put stuff into your mind that makes you think negative about yourself. And you think that, because people don't appreciate you, because, well, you just assume that they don't, I guess. I don't know, it's like, every time I look at things now, I look at them so much differently than I used to. Like, I understand why we're tending to be more negative towards each other now. Why do people kind of like treat each other like shit and stuff? It all comes down to what demons tend to do. Like, if you know what God wants you to do and how you want to live, demons can't tempt you. They they can, but you don't fall into it.
Hope you are ready to
That's why every time I read like King Solomon's words and that, talk about wisdom and stuff like that. And the most common thing it is like, don't ever give in to what other people say when you already know the truth about what you need to do. So if you follow the 10 Commandments, people issue stupid shit like, oh, why do you do that? Like why do you want to stay a virgin and that when you can just have sex? And it's like, you got to have experience in that. They always talk about experience. I said, well, but if two people are in experience, fundamentally they're going to want to be like, okay, well, they'll figure out easier for that one person how to pleasure them than it is to sit there and pleasure fucking like 10 other fucking people in that when they're all different, because everyone has pleasure different than others. So every time I listen to people in that, they're the ones that like, oh, they talk about like losing virginity when they're like fucking like young as fuck, like 13, 14 years old. Like, why are you even thinking about having sex at 13, 14 years old anyway? And like, to me, it's kind of like, okay, well, that's kind of stupid, because what's going on in your mind at 13, 14 is having fun, being a kid and shit still. People always talk about something, oh, it's not cool. Yeah, you know what? You know what people say that's not cool? The type of people that say stuff, all dopers. They're all fucking dopers now. They're drunks, they're dopers, they have no life. They have 1,500 fucking kids, and they all pay massive child support, most likely, because they give in to the whole sex thing, and it ruins their life because they're not thinking about marriage, not thinking about having a family and that, do the protocols that you're supposed to do. No, they're all fucking drop dead fucking losers. They sit there, they do these stupid ass things to that because they're so obsessed with the world and also obsessed with sinning that they love it so much that they keep on doing it. They're saying, I don't know how to stop it. That's because you're not repenting the sin. Your anxiety comes in because you're not repenting the stupidity that you do dumb shit. You have to be forgiven for you to be healed. You can't just heal yourself because you just think that you can. It doesn't work like that. It never works like that. Repenting is the only thing we got in humanity that is actually 100% secured. People say, no, it's not. I say, yeah, from God itself it is. God will forgive anybody. God wants you to be forgiven. Because he knows sin is not 100% our fault, because it's not. We're tempted by demons and that. But it's our faithfulness that is always the question. As soon as we lack faith in anything, not even saying God, if we lack faith in our work, we stop working good. We stop caring about our work. So I said something the other day and like, one of the guys at my job and that, he never likes being up front with what he says. He kind of like does the snickering stuff. He does the whispering shit. And we all know that's just massive paranoid and you got like anxiety and shit. You only like talk your piece when you're fucking mad. Honestly, I call that a coward. Someone doesn't speak their mind. You don't have to speak your mind. Just don't get angry at something if you don't have control over it. Like just push it away. But if you want to speak your mind, you have to speak your mind. Like I say, it's like I talk about, yeah, I zone out at work and I try to ignore certain things to a certain extent. But when I see things that are unfit, because basically we'll go through this scenario. So one of the guys at work that he has a temperamental issue. Basically, that's why I call people like that a coward. People that get angry over really silly stuff are cowards. That means you haven't fundamentally disciplined your mind enough to know what the fuck you need to do in your life. That means you literally have no plans. You're just there. I say, well, to fix that, to say, have faith in yourself, have faith in God, then have faith that you could do things. Be proud of the things that you do. But don't think that you're better than someone else. Just be proud of what you fucking do. You don't need to compare yourself to everybody else. You can have comparisons, yes, you can to a certain extent, but you don't need to be thinking that you're better than everybody else and put your head up and say, "Oh, I never make mistakes," type shit. So anyway, so one of the things that happened is I was working that, I was expediting. No, I was doing all stuff that, and the other guy was starting. He starts that. He moves really quick in that, but he moves really quick with just the bare minimum of what he does. I say, yeah, I look like this. Like, dude, you're doing like maybe 20, 30% of the fucking work. I got to do 70% of the work. I said, well, if you're only doing 20, 30% of the work, dude, and I got to do 70%, that means I'm doing more than you, and you're just sitting there waiting for me to get done. Well, I got to do 2 to 3 more tasks than you do when you only have to do one. And he was getting upset because he was throwing so much stuff up. I'm like, dude, you're doing the fucking 20% of it. And like for some reason, you know, he's like sitting there and he doesn't want to help. He leaves, and I heard underneath his breath, he was telling me to move faster. I'm like, bro, you're a fucking shit fucking worker. You're a terrible worker. You are not a team player. You are a piece of shit worker. I don't give a fuck how fast you fucking want to move, bro. You're not a good worker. You can move fast and still be a piece of shit worker. A worker is a team player. You work as a team to get anything done when you work in a workplace. You get hired on to the team. You don't get hired on by yourself. If you have that mentality, then you're a fucking idiot. You know, it's sad that you're like that, but that's the truth. You're fucking stupid. Like, why you have this mentality? It's like, then don't work then. Then do another job and stay the fuck out of jobs that have team effort. Go landscaping or go cut grass or something like that where you're by yourself. Some people like that stuff. Some people don't like being in the ruling world of stuff that they get caught out for their bullshit. They want to be more free with simpler based jobs. People say fast food because I work at fast food my whole entire life. I'm always working like with customer service. Everybody says, I say customer service is always the hardest job, and it's not the job itself, the physical aspect of it. It never is. The physical aspect of it can be stupid. It's dealing with the emotional, mental aspect of things. If you don't have someone constantly up your ass, it gives you more time to do things. Like all these construction workers or people that basically only work basically by themselves. I mean, working with a couple people, they're doing more physical labor than that. They don't have to deal with people around them all the time. Yeah, you have more carefree will. Because like, okay, I gotta sand the wall today. Okay, I'm done. No one needs to be around you that says, okay, go ahead, sand these walls and do what you can for today, and then we'll pick it back up tomorrow. Like, okay, so you sand the walls and that, they give you your fucking hour break because it's, whatever it is. And then after you're done with that, but it's, yeah. The physical aspect might be hard, but the mental aspect's a lot easier because you don't have someone constantly barking at you, or sometimes not barking at you. Sometimes people are nice to you, sometimes people are mean to you. And so I got confused as fuck because I didn't know where the fuck we were at. Because he was making items that he already made, but he made them twice because he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He kept panicking. So I told my manager guy that. I was like, yeah, bro. It's like I'm getting pissed with this motherfucker. Like I'm about to walk. I'm about to just clock out, dude. This dude's a fucking it. Like he's just super upset. Dude walks away, gets all pouty, and then comes back in. The manager says, hey, you go ahead and go do this. We're gonna get online. Guess what happened? I started. Everything went smooth as fuck. We went through like 25 to 30 orders in a matter of like an hour and a half, give or take, maybe more. It went smooth as fuck. We got everything done smoothly. We all worked together to get shit done. And he was sitting like watching us work together. And he was sitting there, he looked so dumbfounded because he knew I was mad. I'm like, bro, just do your fucking job. You sitting there like a fucking moron. Like, you've been working here longer than me. And I'm like, but your team effort is shit. You care about only yourself. And barely at that. You have to be part of the team. And so, like, it's like if you can't handle the starting position because you panic a lot, that means that you don't like to be in control of things. If you don't be in control, man, then back the fuck up. Let me a fucking actual man to come in, and I will lead the whole damn place. And I said I've done it multiple times before now, and it's simple. I give out orders, people obey them, and then shit gets done. But some men don't want to fucking lead. And they have a hard time leading because they're demasculinized. They're not fucking masculine enough. They act like fucking women. They cry and complain. I'm like, dude, just do your fucking job. A man is supposed to just work. That's our fucking job. We work, we make our money that we go home. We can have fun in that, talk about tits and ass, or talk about stupid shit, movies or music or stuff like that, and then we go home. But our main job is to focus on work. These motherfuckers want to focus on fucking get attention and that all this emotional shit. I'm like, stop fucking doing it. You look like a fucking pussy. You're acting like a coward of a man. Do your damn job. You make it so damn difficult because you get so emotional because you have the reality of a fucking retard, and you act like a dumbass, so you get treated like a dumbass. You sit there, well, I don't know what to do. Dude, you're at work, just work. Literally walk into work and you fucking do shit. Like, what is so fucking hard to clock in and just do your job? You already know what you have to do. If you're not good at, get better at it. Think about stuff. Critical think about stuff. Don't just put one thing in and think that's all you have to do. Innovate yourself. Wise yourself. Gain more wisdom. Whatever the fuck that you need to do to get more intelligent. You can't just sit there and keep being a fucking idiot, and then you sit there and want everybody else to do more than you so you can complain and cry your fucking your eyes out. And I get it. The stuff that people go through that is different. Oh, I get it, but like, don't make everybody else's life worse just because your life sucks. That's not, I don't know what to say. So what good came out of that? This kid started like this young man started watching me and the other manager work. We're all older than him. I got about 9 years on him or something like that. He was watching us work and we worked in harmony. No, when people think that they're alone and that they don't need friends and don't need something like, dude, it's not about having friends. I don't need to have friends. It's just I need to learn how to be a part of a team. If I can't be part of a team, then I personally can't do things on my own. And that was the point. And I discussed it with the manager guy after left, and I was like, dude, it's like, I don't know if he could be able to handle closes by himself now. He gets fucking mad over like maybe 7 orders on the fucking board, he's like freaking the fuck out. I'm like, dude, just work 1 order at a time. You're thinking about working everything at once. That's fucking stupid. You do 1 order at a time until it's done. And like when you got a good service person, which our service person is getting better in that. When your service person is quick, you want them to line up the orders. You want them to get as many orders they can get in until they can't get them in anymore. That's what you want. When people say they play this charade game and say they need, no, you line those cars the fuck up. If there's 10 cars rolling in, you get all those orders as fast as fucking possible. Because then the service person can focus on his task at hand a little bit easier now, and then you have orders to do. Like these people want a job that's like, I'll do like, if they can pick how many orders they can do, they'll probably do 1 order per fucking hour, and they'll say like, well, it's a good day at work. I got 8 orders in. You made like $80 today, and then you're fucking broke. And like, well, but my life's easy though, because I don't have to do anything. Where's this mentality coming from? I really want to learn this shit, because like when I was growing up, and I love working. I love like working hard and getting stressed out a little bit and sweating and getting feeling a little dread on me and that. These pussies and that, they don't want to feel any type of stress. They don't want to feel any type of like dread or any type of muscle pain or nothing. They walk in there like a bunch of pussies, like, oh my god, you guys are working too hard. My feelings hurt. I'm like, what the fuck does your feelings have to do with working? I said most of the psychological shit that comes from you and you alone. No one else interferes with your psychologics besides you. It doesn't matter what anybody says. You're the one that's getting mad. You're the one that's getting sad. You're the one that's feeling bad. You're the one that's being a coward, and you're the one that's being a dumbass. It's all individualism. It's about what you are feeling. No one, I don't like when people say, "Oh, you shouldn't say specific things because of people's feelings." I mean, fuck their feelings. If they don't like it, then they can just not talk. They don't need to listen. It's like we're always trying to micromanage everybody's feelings and that. I said, but the thing of it is, these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about anybody else's feelings but their own. So that's why I say, well, then your feelings don't matter. I'm not here to support the panoramic fucking, twat waffle fucking center where everybody's feeling up and crying and bitching on it and nothing ever gets done. Can't get done with fucking feelings. Can't get done with laziness. Can't get nothing done unless you work fucking hard. You put your fucking, your boots on the ground, that you grind your fucking ass off, because that's just what it is. What else are you gonna do besides sit there and fucking play faggot ass Fortnite all day and cry and bitch and moan because someone kicked your ass like a twat waffle? I mean, yes, there's other things you could do, but you're sitting there, you have to just work. Then people always want to compare themselves so much. Like, I'm such a worker now. Man, this job's easy as fuck. You think this is the hardest thing that you could do all day long? You really think this is the hardest thing you could do all day long? You're like, oh man, my job's so difficult. But you're not doing anything. You believe the job is hard because you think it is. I said, motherfuckers, like, I tell you that. I used to go to the gym and lift weights super fucking hard. 4 hours later, I would go to fucking work. And like, dude, like, you literally are, like, where you going with this shit? Like, my gym works fucking 30 times harder than my job. My job's so damn easy now. It's just patience. It's actually the simplest fucking shit. It is draining. Of course it's draining. I'm there, for a good 8 hours now. Or whatever. But people choose these positions. They choose their lifestyle. They choose to get women pregnant. They choose all these things. And they don't think that the choices that they make are good choices or not. They literally just do it. Because their feelings, exactly, your feelings are retarded. You have to discipline your mind to discipline your feelings. Feelings are the most attractive thing to demons. Demons tempt you with feelings. They tempt you. That's why you build up your mind, your discipline. You understand temptation. Instead of putting your fucking dick in a woman and getting her pregnant, maybe you should think, I'm not married to her. I'm not financially satisfied, so why would I get her pregnant? Like, well, my feelings. Yeah, your feelings are committing you into fucking being a dumbass. That's why I don't have any girls pregnant. Because my feelings don't. I push them to the side. I could have got my ex pregnant. I could have got fucking like 30 fucking bitches pregnant, but I chose not to. I know a lot of jealous prick ass douchebag dudes that were like, well, you're just saying something. Yeah, it's because that's what you want to do. You want to fuck bitches. That's you, bro, not me. Because I'm not a bitch. I don't sit there and just do stupid shit. Because if man don't lead, women can't follow. If women can't follow and they have to lead and man follow, then you're down fucking 2 steps. Man should lead, woman should follow. That's it. It's pretty fucking simple. But if man has to follow a woman then, women psychologically can't handle the leadership position too much. They just can't. Because they're not built like that. To be a leader, you have to be strong. You have to be there's a lot of things you have to do. You have to sacrifice your happiness to give to others. That's what they say. Women sacrifice their families for happiness. Men sacrifice their happiness for family. Why? Because that's just how it is. Women should sacrifice their happiness too for their family. That's why you get all these dumb fucking bitches out there. They rather drop their kids off and go party, party, party. I need to live my life in that. But your life is taking care of your kid because you have it. That's your life now. You should have thought about not being bent over by the 1,300 dudes you've been with, and you don't even know who's got you pregnant. But God works in very mysterious ways. Like, it blows my mind. Like, dude, like, Jesus wasn't wrong. Wisdom is the key to success. That's why you see a lot of successful people that are very humble people. They help people out. They do the things they need to do to make the world, try to make the world a better place. Then you got the populator people. And anyone that has a lot of fucking, like, enormous amount of kids, especially with different fucking people, they're fucking retarded. You're mentally fucking just stupid. I talk about this stuff for that because supposedly one of the dudes that's going to be working with us now. No, I heard his backstory and that. No, not that gets the person. I don't know the person, but evidently got a little, information about that he has multiple kids from multiple women. I said, stupid man. You're a stupid fucking man. You're a dumb fuck. Why are you doing that? And they did it again. And I was like, dude, you're fucking retarded. Like, what's going on with you? Like, how are you doing this? Why are you doing this? It's like, because a fundamental thing that people have to understand, Jesus tells us to stay away from women that are fucking whores or sluts. They will use you. They use you for the baby making. They'll use you for your money. They don't want to be with you. They don't give a shit. That's why my ex broke up with me. She wanted me to get her pregnant, and I refused it because I knew that's what she wanted me to do. Because all the other dudes that she was with were fucking blank shooters because they all got fixed. And she thinks she could be a good mother, but she's not the best of fucking person because you got huge anger issues and that, and you want to think you're being a good mother. It's like all my other friends are having kids, and so I just want to have a kid without marriage. I said, well, that's kind of a problem there because I'm not going to get you pregnant. You're a worthless woman. I mean, like, Jesus always tells us to be, praying for people and that. I have no ill will towards these people. They're just worthless. Their lives had gone down the deep end. They chose to follow the world path. And that's why their life sucks. They were blessed and they were blessed with ways of doing things that their life was good when they were younger and that. But is anything else? These people, most of them are millennials. Me, they weren't raised right. They were raised like shit. You know, their parents are always fucking everybody in that because they were boomers and that. Most of these boomer parents and that, they're filthy fucking rich and they just sleep with everything. And then the millennials kind of share that too because Gen X is kind of the same thing too. Most Gen Xers are all divorced with a lot of money in that, and they just like put their dick in everything or whatever the fuck they want to do. I say it doesn't matter what generation you are. If you stay traditional, you're gonna be traditional. If you stay with God, God's gonna give you the things that you need. It's just plain and simple. You know, but you have to be able to take this stuff into consideration. You're gonna have to work for it. Things are never God doesn't give you blessings unless you're ready for it. Jesus says that specifically. So when people do these things, they do things for their own personal will. They follow their own personal feelings instead of following what God actually wants them to do for their maximum happiness. They go down the road of dread. They go down the road of anxiety, depression. They have all these fucking issues in that. And then they wonder why their life fucking sucks. Well, that's why your life sucks. Your life's fucking terrible. And they drink more booze, they smoke more weed, they sniff more cocaine. They think it's a physical thing, but it's not. It's a spiritual thing. That's why when Jesus heals your heart, he heals your flesh too. It's an inner thing. He says, you speak what's in your heart. What's in my heart right now is concern. I want you to care about why these things are happening. That's why I complain about it. Because it's stupid. It's demoralizing to see us go through this. And I went through myself to a certain extent. But I'm happy I'm out of it. Like the word liberal sets people's fucking heads on fire. Because if you hear the word liberal, you're a complainy, bitchy type person that like doesn't follow traditional rules. They don't follow God. They're atheists. They're haters. They hate fucking everything. They promote like oh it's my like victimize themselves and that oh poor me type stuff and that. And it's like that's what you get when you hear that word. Well, that's what you see, though. So, like, if it's truthfulness, that's fine. People can get mad over it, but it's the truth. So, you complain about your life, cool. Certain things are going to matter depending on where it's coming from. I complain about the people I work with because they do stupid shit. And they keep doing the same shit day after day, and it never changes. And I'm sitting there like, just stop doing it. Always say easier said than done. No, it is easy said and it is easy done. But you have to admit to that you're at fault first. That's where pride kicks in. If you're too prideful that you won't listen, you won't learn. You're gonna sit there and try to discipline yourself, thinking that you already know all the shit. Well, I know, then do it then. And they stop. Say because you're scared. You're afraid of doing shit because you have one way of doing it and you're too scared to do something new because your pride's keeping you locked into the same way of doing stuff. It's like, I like to try out new things now. I used to have a lot of pride when I was younger than that. I used to stick my fucking nose up like a fucking piece of shit person. So I know. I used to think I'm better than people in that. Because I used to think I was the strongest fucking man ever in that when I was in high school and that. I was super strong in that, but I faced people that are stronger than me. Because I used to think, I'm Dragon Ball Z type person and that. And I see people actually lift weights getting fucking stronger and shit. Like, I did push-ups and shit. But I never got, like, beefy like I am now. And, like, when I faced someone that was stronger than me, I fucking, instead of learning from it, I sat there and got pissed and I quit. That's not fair. The first thing I would say, that's not fair. He must be on steroids and he's so strong. And no, the dude just lifts weights and I don't. And that's what it was. I got into my head that I was worthless. And that's what gets into your head that makes you worthless. Demons do. Demons torment you by saying that you're worthless, saying that you're not good enough. People always make up excuses for it. Like, no, it's like you're fighting against temptation. You're not worthless. You can't you're trying to control too much of what you can't control. So every time I look at anyone that has the stuff that I used to have when I was younger or not, I look at it from this perspective. I control the things I can control. Like the food intake, the way I walk, how I, talk, or how I feel. Them things I can control. I can control the things, from the second by second. I can't control something that's going to happen 4 hours from now, as of right now, because it's not there yet. That's what people try to do. They try to control things that are not there yet. And they want to ponder about something. They freak out about it. And, and what's so funny is that, like, God's already set everything up. That's why when people go into temptation, they always do the same things. They go on drugs, enormous amount of fucking drugs. Like I take caffeine, which I haven't even took any caffeine today besides a little bit of tea. And like I had some, I did my pork sausage, did my eggs, scramble them. I've been doing ginger now because ginger actually is a very good stimulant. Of course, salt, pepper, and garlic, which is pepper is like pepper, garlic, and gin are all stimulants, as in they stimulate your blood and that they get your blood cleaned up and you actually get more focused on that. I took my vitamins and I'm sipping on a amino drink. I need to get some more pre-workout. Which I'm gonna be leaving pretty soon for that. But I feel great. I feel actually pretty looking damn good. No, now we go up to the place I go up to and that if they're open, which I don't think they are. I might have to look at it. So I open that, then I'll have to go in and go grab because they have this big ass salad that I like. It's a Greek salad, and they put a lot of vegetables in it, and I love a lot of vegetables in it because it actually helps me crap really good. But we got some stuff here I can eat. But anyway, so the moral of the story is going back to when I first started talking about with that guy and that. So I ended up going up to QT and that, and I ended up, sitting there and I bought him something that he liked. I say, these are Saturdays, and I know Saturdays gonna be rough and that. I wasn't mad at him. I was mad at how he worked. And then after that, he started being all chum and shit. He started like talking. I mean, I'm sure evidently what he did is he probably ended up sipping on what I gave him that. I made him feel a little bit better. And he started being chum and start talking about stuff and that. Says like, if you got that much anxiety now, bro, like, then you need to focus on disciplining yourself to not have so much anxiety. Like you're thinking about stuff that is way too far away, and that's where anxiety comes from. Like you're thinking about stuff that doesn't exist, and you ponder about it. Like, what do you ponder about stuff like that? Well, I don't know what's gonna happen. Well, because you don't know. Like you don't know. If you don't know something, you're thinking about it. Like now, if you're trying to analyze like a situation that you know something of, then yeah, you can analyze it and look at it from that perspective. But if it's something that's clearly nothing, you just don't know, then you just don't fucking know. Like I don't know what to say. There's a lot of people in this life that just don't know things. That's why I like little kids that they don't care about the future. They don't care about what's going on an hour from now. They get up and they're all like, ooh, Legos. And they'll play with Legos all damn day. They'll be focused on Legos or on video games. They'll do that shit. They'll play it to the content of until mommy and daddy yell for food. They're like, oh, food. That's why, Jesus said, no, you can't enter the kingdom of heaven until you become like a child. Because the child aspect is just, you don't worry about anything. You're just like, whatever, don't care. I'm just going to do my stuff because I'm happy with what I'm doing. Is it kind of difficult in that to a certain extent? Yeah, I guess it is. And there's certain things that come into your mind. Like, I worry about what happens at work in that to a certain extent. And, like, and to finish it off in that, this was at the, kind of the ending point in that. And I say it's like, it's like I really don't care what happens at this place to a certain extent. As long as okay. Sorry about that. The thing turns off after a little bit. But the fundamental thing is, like I was saying, that like the people that are like they kind of complain about the same stuff that I complain about because we're trying to make work better for everybody so we can get shit done and go home. So number one, you need a fundamentally strong fucking leader. You need someone to command the forces. Not everyone wants to lead. Not everyone wants to take the responsibility in that because most times people are just grunt workers. They just want to just do the bare minimum of commanding because it's easier for them just to be told what to do instead of being the one that is telling people what to do. And that's when I come in because that's exactly what I do. I ask people for stuff and say, no, can I have this? Can I have that? I have this. I'll be the one pushing the line. Okay, I need this. I need this. And this. I don't want to get off the line because we're busy. And I keep pushing the line that. So I ask for more stuff. And I said, I tone deaf myself when it comes down to worrying about something. I'm just worried. I focus on my job, my task at hand. That's why a lot of times like I'll put a bud in my ear because it keeps me focused on my stuff and that because for some reason that like it enables focus when I don't hear background bullshit when I'm listening to stuff that inspires me to work better and I work better, if not work extremely well, you get shit fucking done. And the funny thing of it is like people understand that, they'll listen, they'll be like, okay, I'll do that, or okay, got you, and they'll listen. And that's great because that's what everybody wants. It's like that's what anybody wants. And like we used to get some people in there that like they get fucking upset. Like one other guys I work with and I cool ass dude. But like they have very low patience because they have to be high, they have to be sedated basically in their mind a little bit to be able to sit there and do stuff because they think about stuff that's not true and they freak the fuck out. And so one of the things that they do is they want to think that they're working hard on what they are. I say, you guys are not even working hard, like at all. Like I could do your job and do this job and still be like an easy day has gone by. You guys, the people think that like they work and they think it's hard because they work. Oh, dude, you're just working, bro. Like it's the shit's not hard. You're just not, maybe because you're complaining because you're not as good as me or other people that work, like the management that actually dig down, they actually do their fucking job quite well. That's all it is. Yeah. I can say I'm one of the best workers there. Not like the completely fastest person, but I say I don't need to be fast. I can be quick, but I'm stable. The shit gets done, and it gets done in a timely manner at the best of my ability. But people always want to itch for more, and these are paranoid people. So that's why I kick it. I kick it up a notch, and I move a little bit quicker. But I can only move so fast. I'm always like, I got a new technique now that I'm doing now. That I'm using both my hands. So we got a thing. We got our like proteins on the right side for my right hand, and then we got like condiments, like hot condiments on the left side with my left hand. So one of the things I do is when it comes down to certain burritos and that, stuff that I have to make, I put it down, I put cheese on it, I scoop rice and beef, I put rice and beef on at the same time. Basically, I go rice and I go beef. And of course, it is an accuracy thing because it is kind of far away, so I have to make sure the rice doesn't fly all over the place. And I just have to be really consistent on how I do it. And I do. It just doubled my speed, so I can go boop boop, and then I can throw it out there. Do another one, boop boop, throw it out there. And that's what it is. So it's like I'm already increasing my speed because I'm using both my hands instead of just doing the one hand thing. I'm trying to train myself. See, right there, I'm already trying to make things easier for myself at work. Like, I'm not staying consistently on the same thing. And then when people start seeing me do stuff like that, either they're like, wow, that's cool as fuck, or they get fucking jealous. And they're like, oh my god. It's like, dude. It's like, talk the shit that you want because I don't care. I work better than you because I choose to work better than you. It's not about being better than people. It's just I choose to work better. I want to make my job easier, not fucking harder. Because when it does get really hard, that's when problems start setting in. And I always got, I use my speed net to maintain stuff. I do this one thing with my foot net. Like if I lean over now, I'll catch the foot underneath the metal like station I'm at. I catch my foot on it, I can lean back a little bit farther now without like going crazy now, so I can lock my foot in and I grab something, I can fling my foot and like tap my foot forward with my weight and I can fling myself a little bit to have a little bit more of a like a sliding thing, like I do a shift. I grab and I shift forward really quickly and I have to make it easier for myself. I mean, it's not a ridiculous amount of speed, but it does add into it. And like, there's all kinds of innovative things that we can do, but people don't want to do that because they go, oh, it's showing off. Why don't you want to show off? Why don't you want to be confident? Why don't you want to be good at your job? Why don't you want to be better at your job? People are so negative with themselves. And that's what Jesus said. Temptation, these demons want you to think that you're not good. They don't want to think that you're good enough. They don't want you to get better. They want you to get worse. They keep whispering in your ears, you're worthless. But then when you break the shit around you, all the fucking demons tempting you, and you look at Jesus Christ, he's sitting there with his hand out saying, you're not worthless. You are good. You can get better than that. Follow me. You will get better. And your eyes open up. Like a kid running track. They run as fast as they can because they want to be better than everybody else. And people think, oh, it's showing off. We don't listen to stupid fucks. And people complain about it because you're doing good. You can be like, oh, that's because you're just stupid. Like, don't talk to me. Why be negative toward me? Matter of fact, just don't talk to me at all. And they'll get pissed. And they'll say all kinds of stupid shit about you. Because most people do. Like one of the ladies I work with tonight, I heard from one of the manager guys I work with, because we're rather close now, because me and him are kind of the same. We're both dorks that we both are logically inclined. And he was saying like, man, she says just because you cross your hands together and that you act like you own the place. I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? That's like some childlike kindergarten fucking like thought. This woman's a full grown adult, and she acts like a little kid. Like she acts like she's fucking like 13 and like she's just like all the damn time, and like her attention span's like very very small. And I said, because you never disciplined. Daddy never disciplined your ass. You're an undisciplined woman. That's what happens when you're an undisciplined woman. You act like a fucking 12-year-old. Just when you're an undisciplined man, you act like a twat waffle. When you're not disciplined, you have to learn that some things have to get done. Your feelings don't fucking matter. I don't worry about my feelings at work. If something comes up that bothers me and like someone's lying and saying stuff about me that's completely lying, yeah, I'll speak the truth. But if we're sitting there constantly doing all this stupid tattletaling, all back and forth bullshit and that's not true, then yeah, God's wrath is going to be upon you because you don't speak the truth. When you lie about people or lie altogether, you get penalized for that. God penalizes you for that. People say, well, what if what if you're telling the truth, but it's actually a lie? Like, well, if you can say stupid shit like that, then it makes you more of a fucking retard. People say, well, it's not my truth, but your truth evidently doesn't matter because you're lying about yourself to begin with. Like, oh, I lie about, I did something. Someone else says, well, no, you didn't do that. Like, what do you mean, bro? I did it. You just didn't notice it. And they'll say shit like that, but truth still stays true. God knows that you didn't do it. So the truth is truth. That's why lying or producing bullshit discussions or gossip and that is so bad because you create an atmosphere that you're trying to control things that are not yours to control. Just like when people sit there, they want to control what people do, and they'll talk in a specific way. They demand you to do it in a specific way. Yes, there's certain things you can do to make someone learn. You give people advice. When you're trying to control it and you beat into their head, we call you a fucking dictator. That's what dictators do. They don't say, well, if you don't do this, I'm going to take your money away. If you don't do this, I'm going to put force upon you, like physical harm or mental harm to you. That's what dictators do. That's why communists fucking sucks, because they torment their fucking people, and their people have to live because they want to live, so I have to deal with it. People that are not living in communism, like America, for instance, we have free will. As long as we obey the Ten Commandment laws, which are the main laws that our government actually abides by, we're fine. And most of the laws, especially when it comes down to like murder or steal, they're one of the most of the laws that people tend to, don't tend to do. And like, so you can't have a law if you stare at a girl's ass and think about banging her. You can't get, like you're gonna arrest it for your thoughts. No, you can't. But you get arrested for stealing and murder and doing stupid shit, coveting thy neighbor and treating people like crap, like being aggressive towards people. All these fundamental human-like laws all came from God. We just innovated them. We changed them over and made them in a way that fits to society. But anyway, that's so like going back to what I was just saying about that guy. I mean, kind of like he's a kind of a crappy worker. That he was sitting there, and I was saying something about zoning out. Like, yeah, I really don't care about things that. But he's like, but you still talk stuff. You still complain about things. I'm like, what? And you're like, I want to hear your thoughts about things. Why you can complain about things, but I'm complaining about crappy workers because I have to work with you. If you're a shitty worker and I have to deal with your stupidness, then yeah, I'm gonna bitch about you to do your job better. Because if you don't, then you can get the fuck out and just leave. Like, it's that simple. You can go home and lose your hours, and you can complain at home that when you lose, $100 or so of your paycheck because you're an idiot. Like, that's your fault. That's your problem. You don't want to listen to people. For what Jesus says, people that don't want to listen to wise counsel, you stay away from them. You push them away. You stop talking to them because you don't want to take up their demons and be like them because they're fucking stupid. That's all it is. It's like, what stupid actually means is, if someone's dumb, you say lack intelligence because you don't know. You could call them stupid. Think this version of stupid. Stupid means you don't want to learn, you choose not to learn, for that you are stupid. Lacking knowledge is lacking knowledge. But if you're a dumb fuck, you choose not to learn, that's your own stupidity now. Don't get mad at other people that want to make life better for themselves because they accept wise counsel. They accept wisdom to make life better. And this dude still kind of has in his mind that because I feel his vibe in that. These people act like I don't know what they're fucking plotting and shit. I know the things that they fucking do to a certain extent because I can feel the negative vibes from them because they're fucking retarded. They don't understand the shit, but I feel all that crap. I feel someone has ill will towards me. I listen to them more. Then I start hearing stuff. Like I heard him whisper like you wanted me to, he's like, oh, he needs to fucking move fast. You're telling me to move faster. And I heard him that. Honestly, I was about ready to say like, yo, bro, it's like, how about you actually fucking help out instead of sitting there like a fucking bitch and walking off the fucking line, bro. How about that? It's like, I don't know why you keep on interveningly think that you're doing your job well when you're fucking not. You're not doing your job well. Look at all this shit here. You're not doing anything. You're just sitting there walking off. I said for the one that decided to get a girl pregnant, just to say, like I said, nothing with this person, the one that decided to get a girl pregnant and you can't sit there and do your job, then why don't you just be homeless like all these other stupid motherfuckers? Why don't you go out there and just do that dumb shit and be like, oh, give me money now, and beg for stuff because you're emotional stuff and that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you act like a fucking pussy, bro. Hate to say it though. Sorry, Jesus. I'm speaking the fucking truth. Because, I hate coward men, and God doesn't like coward men either. He hates coward men. Men that are coward, and men that sit there all day and cry over their fucking spilt milk and that, and God despises that. God didn't make men to be pussies. God made men to be strong and leaders. We're supposed to lead our fucking lives. We're supposed to get out there and work 10, 12 hours a day and sweat our balls off and endure it because we can as males. We're supposed to because we're strong. We have big fucking muscles and stamina. That's our job. And now they say this guy's a bad guy, but man, he just works like shit. He just doesn't do his job like it's the most productive way. And I can look at all the signs of why he's kind of a feminist, because he acts like he does the whole pussy fucking emotional thing. And matter of fact, he lets his woman like paint his nails and dye his fucking hair and shit. I'm like, dude, why you letting your woman control your life, bro? Well, that's how you keep a woman. Like, no, not really. Women actually fucking hate you for that, bro. Like, most women despise a pussy fucking man. They'll like it up front because they're desperate. But as soon as they find a more masculine man that can take care of them, their asses are fucking gone. That's why you get a lot of these women that get pregnant by a bunch of pussy ass men. They're on drugs, they're all fucked up, and they say, well, they like bad boys. They might liking bad boys. They like them because they're masculine up front, and then eventually they become feminist fucking pussies, and then the woman walks away. If you ever had a really masculine fucking man that has a decent job in that, he makes a lot of money, he's financially secure in that, guess how many women he can get? All of them. Every woman's gonna want to be with that person. And the dude's very not the most attractive person. But if he maintains his body in that, and he maintains his wealth, he maintains his household, he does anything to do it, yeah, a woman's gonna walk in because it's safety and it's easy. Women want life to be easier for them. That's the reason why they don't want to do as much shit. They complain about all the time on the fucking internet. But men want their lives to be easier. And I get it because I'm kind of like that too. I want my life to be simple. Not easy. I like it being hard. But I want to be simple. I'm a simple type of person. I don't want to do all that bullshit. I don't care. But I just want to look at it. Like these women when you look at all these women, I've fucking dealt with them my whole entire life. They go out there, they want to find an attractive man they're really attracted to. They don't want to get married because that means that they can't leave unless they go through all the bullshit. They want to get pregnant. They'll find some stupid motherfucker that has their balls are full to the brims and that, and they're like, yeah, I'll fuck him. He's pretty good looking that, and they feel the hormonals over the place in that, and they fall into the temptation of lust. and then they bang, and then the girl gets pregnant, and the man tries to do the right thing to be with that woman most of the times, and the woman gets tired of it because she didn't want to be with you in the fucking first place. They'll say, well, I was just desperate. Yeah, God tells us to stay away from these bitches, to stay away from these hoes. Is that the only thing that's good about them is that they give out easy. That's it. And they do it all the time. And guys fall for it. I do look at the situation. I look at the situation blunt as fuck. People get mad about it. I really don't fucking care. You're just an idiot. Number one. So if a woman has a kid that's not married, stay the fuck away from her. Stay away from her. She made horrible decisions. She's not traditional. She evidently doesn't know how to keep a man. For that, she drops the man off. And women always say, well, the man could have been bad. Well, women choose those men. Women know before they get pregnant that the man's kind of a piece of shit. But they like the honeymoon phase. They like to be I'm finally getting attention because I'm attentionate as fuck to begin with. That's what it is. You want all this attention, you get it from anybody until someone accepts it. And then when a man accepts it, he can be a piece of shit fucking dumbass. As long as he's giving you love, you don't care. Because you feel good. Yeah, exactly. You feel good. But then these women get pregnant, and then life gets a little bit harder for them because the man wants to say, oh, I want to marry you, something. Whoa. They don't like the word marriage because you're not traditional. You're all possessed by demons. You all have this demon intent that you don't want to be in the kingdom of God. You don't want it. So you say, no, I don't want to marry you. And then the guy pushes it. The guy gets fucking mad. And then he says, well, fuck the shit. I'm leaving you because you're a dumb bitch. And they're like, well, you have to pay child support now. And that's what happens. It happens all the damn time, more than we think it does. Because these women aren't traditional, and guess what happens? They find another stupid fucking man, they get them pregnant again. That's why you have all these baby mamas with fucking 5 or 6 kids from different fucking dads. The dad will be obsessed with the kid and want to make a family out of it. And these women do the boo-hoo thing to get guys to like them. It happened to me like almost several times. One chick I used to work with, she did the same thing. She had a kid that was like 4 or 5 years old from another dude. She was with another dude. And she cheated on her boyfriend at that time with their baby daddy. And then she cheated on her boyfriend at the time with me. And I'm blown away. And the dude's still with her. I said, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Drop that bitch. Move in back with your parents. Well, it's love. That's not love. That's lust. That bitch don't give a fuck about you. She don't care about you. God tells us specifically, let them lie in their own shit. If they choose a life that is not traditional, they walk down that path and they choose not to have faith with me, even though God's trying to save them, they're fucking retarded and dumb and massively ignorant, whatever words you want to say. And they choose to commit these sins over and over again. Because pride is enabling them to repent. Pride always refuses repentance. The demons don't like when you say, please have mercy upon me, Jesus. The demons around you fucking hate that. Because they know they can't do nothing. Because when you ask with faith, Jesus completes it. Every single time. You have to have faith. Why did Jesus say when he walked into towns and that, with high faith, he did many miracles? Yeah? He said it all the time. He walked into towns that have very low faith, maybe a couple people in that. He knocked off his dust of his sandal and he said, judgment will become upon your city then, because you lack so much faith in God. Everyone knew Jesus was God, but they lacked faith in him, and some of them made up ideas that he wasn't. The Pharisees. All the Pharisee people are all going to burn in hell. Probably not all of them, but the ones that were high-class assholes that refused to know that Jesus was the Messiah, of course they're going to burn. That's the point. That's pure pride, and pride always commits you into hell faster than anything else. It's just how it is. This is actual life. Jesus is our God. He is our Savior. The Trinity is real. God the Father, Son, Holy Spirit is the one true God. People say, well, that's just a belief. No, it's not a belief. It's the honest truth. You're being deceived because you're fucking ignorant. God wants us all to live in harmony with each other. And sometimes it's hard because people don't believe in God. They don't have faith in God. And people that have faith in God feel that. I feel it every time I go into work. There's certain people that I can interact with because I know that they have more faith. I can see it. They may not talk about it, but you don't need to talk about your faith because it's in between you and Jesus. It has nothing to do with anybody else. But you could be in harmony with people because of the way they act. If people are wise and humble, they'll act wise and humble. No, sometimes they're just humble before they're wise. They're very nice. They're very, loving and caring. Yeah, that's what God wants us to be. They want to be harmonized with everybody. And one of the guys I work with that, he's doing a lot better at working at. But he's a very, very nice guy type of person. And I'm trying, I try to preach him a little bit about being more masculine. I say, it's like you can't give in to your feelings because your feelings are never out for you. Your feelings are always normally against you, especially if they're negative. Well, especially when they're negative. If they're negative feelings, they're always out to get you. Negative feelings never should have never exist. That's what sin comes from. Sin comes from negative feelings. That's what your demons want to do. They torment you with negativeness. God enlightened you with positiveness. So when people are sitting there always being negative to themselves and treating themselves like shit, that's the reason why. Because the positive doesn't exist if you don't have God with you. That's the problem. People live in dread. They live in spiritual corruption. They say, I can't sleep. People, well, I can't sleep. Dude, I sleep like a fucking baby. You know why? Because Jesus says, I will give you rest to heavy labors. He says heavy labors, people mean like anxiety, your mind's rushing, you got depression, that. What's so hard to tell Jesus to take all your stuff away from you? Is it really that hard? Take my worries, take my anxieties, take everything, my financials. God literally specifically says, take everything away from me and your will be done. You can talk about things. Yeah, you're going to be like that. Because things are very, you don't know, you know how to fix a problem. Because you see it from the perspective that you learn. And when you read the Bible actually just tell you that, to speak the truth of the word. So I look at the guy that I'm working with and I see anger, I see issues in that. It does piss me off. I shouldn't get, I wasn't furiously mad. No, I kind of calmed down and kind of just disappeared after that. And I did what I had to do to make it to where he can have a better, so he was feeling better after I took over. And that's what it was. And then when I went on break in that, because I guess something happened that he was upset, and I don't give a fuck upset or not, bro. Well, you think you're so strong and that. He's always like, he always talks about my physique and that. Yeah, I'm bigger than you, bro. Yes, I am bigger than you, and I'm a lot stronger than you. It's just how it is. I'm like, you're not as strong as me. That's just facts. But the thing of it is, you want to think that you are because you look at yourself. Yeah, for a guy that doesn't lift weights, you're not going to be stronger than a dude that does lift weights. That's just how it is. There's no supernatural fucking, I'm super saiyan, go fuck yourself. It doesn't work like that. We're humans, we're mortals. The only time we ever get stronger at is if we force ourselves to get bigger muscles. We don't get stronger unless we do that. Well, I see skinny ass kids that think they're strong and that they're all weak as fuck because you're just weak. You're born weak. All animals, every single animal was born with more strength than you. Animals in the first month already know how to feed themselves, already know how to survive on their own in the first month or two. Fuck. Humans take over 25 to 30 years to try to survive on their own or learn how to survive completely without being a fucking moron. Animals do it consistently. Well, they don't live long. Well, they don't live long. That's the thing. Most like animals that live around here, they probably live for maybe a couple years and they get eaten and they reproduce again. That's what they do. It's a cycle.